Hello, class. My name is Justin George. I'm in CSI 311, and my presentation is on a binary search tree. For my first binary search tree, I had constructed this tree in Java. I had created a node class to structure the binary tree. And once I had created the node class, I gave it two functions which were left and right. After the left and right functions were created, I established a node root. And to clarify, this means the first number in the array will be known as the root node. Once those functions were declared, I had created the insertion and deletion functions for the array to insert any number that is not already in the binary search tree into the array, and to delete any number that is already inside of the binary search tree from the array. Lastly, when the insertion and deletion functions were created, I had created a for loop for 20 random integers within the range of 1 to 100. Once all of those functions were constructed together, it was time to print the tree. And these are the four main functions I used for the binary search tree in Java. And now, as for my binary search tree in C, it was a little different because instead of creating a node class, I had created a struct node. This is what structures the node the same way as a class node, but it is a little bit different. It also has the same functions as Java, which is the left and right functions. But in this, it also adds a key to the struct node. After that, I added a couple of new functions to the binary search tree that I had not seen in Java. For one, I had added the function called space. And space is a way to keep separation from one number to another. And it gives it a visual representation of the binary search tree. And this is a function that Java did not have to offer, but it also helped creating the tree and making it easier to visualize the tree. This is a visual representation of my code. The first picture is my code in C. The second picture is my code in Java. And as you can see, both of them look very similar, but there are certain things that are quite different from each of them. As for the challenges and differences in Java, readability was actually a challenge for me because it was kind of difficult being able to understand what it is the binary search tree is doing by just reading it. But it was also more simpler than C. Grasping the data was also a big issue for me at first, but it was actually not too bad. And lastly, the layout of the Java binary search tree was actually really good and made it enjoyable to code. Challenges and differences in C. As for challenges, when creating the binary search tree in C, it took me a lot more time and effort to figure out how to do certain things because it is a little bit more tedious to code in C than Java. It has a more difficult structure to understand, but it also makes it very fun to code. And lastly, there's a lot of different functions in C that are not in Java. And sometimes you have to search up to find out what these functions mean, but it also makes you learn more when you are searching up the differences between Java and C. In conclusion, the binary search tree was very simple and clean. It had a way to insert your numbers and delete your numbers. It had an array of 20 random integers with a range of 1 through 100 for both codes, Java and C. Although Java is what I'm used to, C is a lot more fun to code in because I get to learn a lot more. Yes, it is more tedious, but it is very fun to code in. And here is my references. I use this website to find out how to code a binary search tree. Thank you for your time.